And I want to welcome everybody. Good morning. I'm Sarah Gold, and along with my colleagues, Andy Coffin and Jeff Bruner, I want to welcome you and thank you for joining us for our very first Taco Tuesday. I am super excited. We're all super excited to be able to offer this webinar series. So just a quick intro. This series will be held on the first Tuesday of every other month, and it's an opportunity to connect our vendor partners with all of you. The webinars will be recorded and then they'll be shared as segments to allow our members to learn about the products and services that are of most interest to you in 15-minute bites. The links will be shared with everyone who registered, and then they'll also be posted on the WiLS website in several places, including the Taco Tuesday page and on the individual vendor pages. And so we're very excited to have 2 of 4 guests so far. We have Chris Gordon from Gale, which is a part of Engaged Learning, and we have Kurt Zastrow from Demco that will start us off. Hopefully we will have Lauren Mattiuzzo from HeinOnline and Robert Lisiecki from Sage Publications joining us as well. So each presenter has a maximum of 15 minutes. We're hoping for about 10 minutes of presenting and then a few minutes for questions, but I will be giving you a reminder at 14 minutes just so that we can keep on schedule. So without further ado, I am pleased to welcome Chris Gordon from Gale.
Hello, everyone. Good morning. Just to tell you a little bit about myself, I am the Gale Cengage K-12 rep for Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Nebraska. I may have met some, if not all of you already. And of course, what I'd like to do is say thank you to Sarah, Andy, and Steph for giving us this opportunity to present a quick mini webinar on useful Gale products for your library and research and curriculum needs. I'm going to do a short few-minute presentation on the new Gale Support Site, which some of you may or may not have seen already. Then I'm going to talk a few minutes about the current WiLS Gale database promotion, which will allow you to redeem significant savings on any new database resources for 2019. To begin with, here is our new Gale Support Site as it currently stands. This site has undergone a significant redesign in the past year, and what you'll see here is sort of a one-stop shop for all of your post-sale support tools. If you are in a pinch and looking for either marketing materials to help promote your resources or training tutorials as a review of functionality features within the resources, if you're looking for your MARC records, and if you're looking for who to contact, you can visit this site and follow the follow the tabs accordingly and get what you need. So what you'll see here, and hopefully your screen will travel as mine does as well, is the basic front page. Browse by product, discover training tools, get promotional items, quick links to the MARC records, title lists, and direct URLs. Underneath, you will also find a Gale single sign-on guide and Gale usage dashboard guide, as well as a quick video that shows why you should use your resources in the library. These 2 items in particular, the Gale usage dashboard guide and the Gale single sign-on guide, those contain links to documents that you can print with a detailed set of instructions that you can follow in order to leverage those items. I'm just going to see, there we go. I just wanted to shrink my tab so that you could see what the menu was. So the first thing that you'll notice is that this is the generic Gale training support site. In the bottom right-hand screen, you'll see a prompt, a window for enter your location ID. This is a either 6 or 8 digit series of letters and numbers that is unique to your building location. This will allow you to customize the site to sync with the resources to which you currently subscribe. So I'm just going to use my credentials here quickly, just so that you can see how it will then modify. Then in the top right-hand side, you'll see this orange box, which will identify your school or district and your location ID. With regard to the site itself and some of these tabs, there's a lot of content here. We won't have time to go over everything, but I wanted to show you one key thing from each tab. Underneath product support, you'll see browse products, ebooks, direct URLs for the resources, icons, mark records, title lists, and widgets. So this is where you can get updated icons for your Gale resources. So if any of you are currently using a Gale page to display your resources for your library community, for your students, and you have perhaps an outdated set of icons, this is where you can find that information. And it's a very easy process. You would just click on the embed link and then take the embedded link to your website, your Media Center website. Under Training Center is where you will see a list of recorded webinars for spotlighting different products that Gale has gone over in the past, as well as support tools and video tutorials. Under the support tools, you'll see a series of tools that you can filter, but things such as lesson plans, projects, scavenger hunts, and tip sheets, all items that rotate thematically through over the course of the academic year, in which you can use to help spotlight certain projects and increase usage of the resources within the material. So you'll see biography and context right now. Hidden Figures corresponds to Black History Month, which obviously for the month of February is a heavily researched topic item. Also underneath the Training Center, you will find video tutorials for every single product. And these tutorials do spotlight the different functionality features of our Google and Microsoft integration. So you can view quick 60-second videos and get a refresher as to how the functionality works, whether the topic finder tool or general items such as needing a research topic, why to use the resources, or how to manage your citation manager. So things specific and general as well can be found within this Training Center video tutorials. In addition, there's the Marketing Materials tab, in which you can uncover special themes, 28 Days of Hidden Figures, Black History Month, Holding Down the Home Front, Love Your Heart. You click on one of these items, and you'll see banners or social media posts that you can use to spotlight a specific item. Under the Tools section is where you'll find all of your technical details. What's most important here is probably your usage dashboard. Obviously, you have access to Gale Admin through here. You probably also have the Gale Admin site bookmarked. This Gale page, this is an example of what your page, well, that's not the example I was looking for, but I can show you. This is an example of a Gale page where you have your product resources arranged, alphabetically or by topic. Obviously, because I am your Gale representative, I have every single product within the product line. So it may be a little bit bigger than yours. Your Gale Power Search allows you to search multiple items simultaneously for content. But just to go back quickly, the usage dashboard is where you can uncover how your material is trending. And if you need to justify ROI to your principal or superintendent, this is an excellent tool to use. This is my personal one. There's a dashboard view as well as reports. The dashboard view will give you graphics that you can change format and print out, give you trends year over year and quarter over quarter as to what searches were most useful. What's really nice though about the reports feature is not only will it give you a listing of top products within your Gale curated resources, but it will also give you a report of top search terms so you can look and see what your students are searching for and help target their research accordingly. Obviously, Aaron Rodgers is a very popular search term for me and for Wisconsin. And then this pie chart will break down from which particular resource those searches are coming from. So you see opposing viewpoints in context is our most popular database, naturally is the largest or most commonly used search field. And then lastly, with regard to the support site, you will be able to find contact details for your post-sale support, your customer success manager. Her name is Eliza.Hensley. I don't know why that didn't show up there, but your customer support, find your representative, which is me, and technical support, phone number and website. So the important thing to note about this is that technical support, if there's a technical issue with the operation of the database, that would be the first place you want to try. If you can't get a hold of me, the customer success manager would be someone who could help arrange your resources within your Gale page or help with any other customization project related to your search features or leveraging products for better usage and awareness within your school or district. This is the Gale support site. Again, a lot of content here, but that's just a quick overview of what it looks like. Real quickly, I wanted to bring your attention to the current WiLS promotion that Gale has put together. This is exclusively for WiLS members. All of the K-12 resources that are Gale products are eligible for redemption. The in-context series of databases, as well as the newer databases such as Gale Interactive Science and Smithsonian Primary Sources in U.S. History, our elementary product, Kids InfoBits, and our middle school product, Research in Context. So all of that content is curated in an age-appropriate fashion to support those different grade levels. And then, of course, the primary in-context suite, whether subject-specific in U.S. history, world history, or science, or pro-con, opposing viewpoints in context, biography, self-explanatory in context, and global issues in context to view issues in a global context. Quick reminder, all of the Gale resources are fully integrated with Google and Microsoft. And with regard to the savings that are currently eligible, 15% off any single Gale database subscribed to in the month of February, 20% off any two, 30% off 3 or more. I realize that most schools may not have their final Common School Fund figure by the end of February. If you declare an intent and just let me know what you're thinking, I'm sure we can make something work out for the month of March if you won't get your final figures until then. That's about does it for the support site and the promotion. I guess I turn it back over to Sarah to see if anyone has any specific questions.
Great, thank you, Chris. Questions for Chris?
Well, I hope that's a good sign that there's no questions.
Well, and we'll also encourage anybody that has questions after the fact, they can reach out to you directly, Chris. And as I mentioned before, these 15-minute segments will be posted on the vendor pages on the WiLS Co-op page. So I am going to go ahead and introduce Kurt Zastrow with Demco, who will be talking about Makerspace.
All right, thank you, Sarah, and good morning, everyone. Hoping you can see my screen here okay. So yeah, my name is Kurt Zastrow, and I'm part of the Makerspace team here at Demco. And before I give you a brief overview of our Makerspace solution, I saw this graphic the other day, and while it made me laugh, it also really hit home as it summarizes many of the, I'd say, library conversations that I've had over the past 12 months. And a lot of those questions are, where do I start with my Makerspace? What should my space look like? What products should I buy? What do I do with these products once I have them? How do I get my staff engaged? How will we fund it? What if we're wildly successful? I would probably say are the top questions I get during our library visits. And I get the sense that a lot of these questions then lead to a sense of uncertainty and feeling overwhelmed, which can then lead to kind of inaction and just not doing anything. So what we've tried to compile here is hopefully kind of a path forward. And again, this is just based on a lot of library visits and talking to customers and trying to work with these 4 areas that I've highlighted here in order to how do we think about creating an effective maker learning environment. For us, it starts with the innovative space. When I see kids kind of high-five their buddies and high-five their teachers when they come into a maker or STEM lab, there's that sense that there's a different type of learning happening, and that different type of learning often looks like there's different spaces and different space planning considerations of where it starts. Obviously, there's your furniture and storage, so depending on what you're doing, you may have different furniture considerations. Certainly mobility, flexibility is top of mind. And then certainly making requires, you have a lot of stuff, which means you need a lot of storage. And the storage just means not only organization, but it means to be accessible for you, your staff, your kids, the adults who are using it. That third bucket, maker and STEM tools, I would say we have options and recommendations for those of all ages, anywhere from low-tech ideas all the way up to higher tech. And then that fourth bucket I've labeled content and activities is where my team spends a lot of time, and we think about how to jumpstart your making opportunities, whether it's introducing a new idea or a new product, but how do we get you up and going, and maybe it's outside of your comfort zone a little bit. So I'm going to touch on each of these areas as I go through here. So again, when we start thinking about the space, this is a recent public library transformation that we did. There was kind of a redesigned space here. You can kind of see it was more of a tech area that they moved some of their dedicated computers out of from an open space. And then on the right-hand side here, we try to, people send us pictures of their space and dimensions, and we actually then put them into 3D renderings. So there's a couple different views here of the storage and seating options and collaboration opportunities we put together for a public library. And then this is one that's right here in Madison. It's an elementary school. Again, there seems to be a theme of how do we transform these dedicated computer labs, which aren't always needed these days with a lot of schools going one-to-one. We can put these 3D renderings together for you, and then as well as some virtual reality links. And I think I have, hopefully you can see the, oops, I was going to share a virtual reality link here with you quick. If you go to our Demco's interior site, we have these different virtual reality tours that are all set up here. And once you get in it, you can click on these images here. And these are kind of really good thought producing, is that you can These are all based on a hyperlink that we can send you. And you're actually as close as you can get to be in the space. We found that sometimes you just need something to react to. It's great to share with your team, but it's kind of an easy place to start and say, yes, no, I like these certain things. And I'll go back to my presentation here. And again, we have this bookmark, so there's a couple of different, and I think of these, we've had success with conversations in both the public and school libraries, putting all of these different spaces together. So they're kind of bookmarked here on our Demco's interior site, but all of these are different virtual reality links that you can check out and just might be a good place to start. I put this as what it looks like then in real life once it's all done, once you kind of have your space planning, your furniture and storage, and then the maker products, and then the content I'll talk about here, how it all looks when it comes together for that truly engaging making environment. This is a school in Michigan that we did. The third bucket is one we spend a lot of time with, certainly the makerspace products, anything from low tech to high tech. And I put these, how they're broken down into some popular product categories. We're constantly adding new products all of the time. I was just looking at our site, and we recently added some drones, laser cutters, certainly new coding opportunities, and robots were just added this year. And we're also very familiar putting these into different kit recommendations depending on the audience that you're looking to connect with. The other thing I point out is that while there's certainly a lot of focus on kids, there's also many making opportunities for adults and even seniors. That picture on the right-hand side of the screen here is from Kenosha Public Library, and the cool things that Jill Mayatek is doing is outreach coordinator with the different senior centers there. And a lot of times, certainly some products lend itself to different ages, but many of the products cross over into different age groups. They just end up doing different things with them. As you can see, kind of here's that Dremel 3D printer example, but something just, they all do different things depending on how old they are. One of the most popular questions I get is, where do I start and what do I do with these products? There's kind of that sense of help. So what we've done is we recently developed a solution. We called it our Maker Collection that includes a predetermined set of low-tech to high-tech products, as well as, and this is the big thing that's included with this, is a challenge and activity guide that gives you ready-to-go challenges, questions to ask the audience, and reflection time for what they've learned. We've had good success with those in small groups where they kind of split up and get exposure to many different maker products and lessons. In this particular picture here, this is actually with the New York City school libraries who were very space constrained, so they actually went with a mobile cart option to put all of this on there to create a mobile makerspace. The three categories of products within the challenge guide, again, and it goes from low tech, which is highlighted design and build, robotics and power, but everything is built on each other, so it's all scaffolded up. There's a lot of, and then I put a link on here there's a free resource that you can check out. We put a low tech version of this on there. That's a very easy place to start that may get the creative juices going. That also has a challenge guide with it. And for those of you who have many of the products that might be a part of those kits, we put the challenge guides as available to order as a standalone product. And one of my favorite quotes from a librarian who saw this said, "Wow, that book is gold." The other thing that we're excited about, and we view this as complementary to the challenge guides, is what we're calling MakerHub, which is it's kind of ready to go STEM projects. What we found is that there's a lot of vendor content out there, but it's close to a full-time job to figure out where it all lives and how to incorporate it. So what we've done here in kind of our first version is to at least consolidate a lot of vendor content into one place and then make it searchable so you can find a product based on the particular design challenge that you might be doing. And I'll just go to that here. So if you go to makerhub.demco.com, it's going to ask you if you want to create a free personal account. That just allows you to save your favorites and then download projects to your personal library. But what I like about this, so you can see the different projects and subjects that you can, all of this is searchable. So if I wanted to go and say I wanted to find something within for history, it comes up with the different products, that you can use for history. In this case, you can see kind of the animation studio kits, Spheros, and Ozobots. And if I wanted to look at, and I had a bunch of Spheros, and I wanted to learn about the Chinese opium wars of the 1800s, here's an opportunity where I could click on this if I had an account, and it would tell you how to use Spheros while studying history, which I think is pretty cool. It shows you the grades where it's appropriate for, and then duration of time. So all this is searchable. I'll go back to my presentation here. The couple more slides here, quick time check. The last couple of things here, we have some free resources that we put together. And again, Sarah can share these links with you. I'll PDF this and send it to her. But all of these are different free resource and planning links that we found good food for thought for both public and school libraries, maybe how to start. We've kind of curated all things Makerspace on our landing page. And then our ideas and inspiration site has many kind of movers and shakers and key influencers that have put design challenges and ideas and funding tips on there as kind of a place to start. And then my last plug would be stick together if you don't have this. This is kind of a must for any library I see around, but it's kind of, think of it as a paint by number with sticker. They don't know what the actual design is going to be as they go through it, but just kind of fantastic, fun collaboration building activities. And with a couple minutes left, I'll just end right there. Hopefully good timing, and you can see my contact info there. If you have any questions or want to dive into any of this further on recommendations or ideas, please let me know.
Thanks, Kurt, so much. And just an FYI to any of you that attend WiLS World in July, Demco has generously provided our hallway activities for the last several years, and the stick-togethers are always a favorite, especially of Steph. So we do have some time for questions. Does anybody have any questions for Kurt? Okay, if not, you can see his contact information there, and we will be sharing the additional links that he'll be sharing with us after the webinar in the next couple days. Thanks, Kurt.
Thank you.
And I am going to go ahead and introduce Lauren Mattiuzzo from HeinOnline. Hi, Lauren. Thanks for joining us today. We can see your screen, but we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry, I was still muted. Can you hear me now?
Sure can. Hi, welcome.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So my name is Lauren, as Sarah had said, and I am here to talk about HeinOnline. So we are an image-based, fully searchable, user-friendly research database. All of our statutory and journal materials date back to inception, and we contain more than 165 million pages. We add about 1 million pages of new content each month. So what's really great about our database is our images are exact replicas of material. So it's almost as if you have the print publication in front of you, but on a searchable computer screen. And today I'm going to highlight the HeinOnline Academic Package, which is formerly known as Government, Politics, and Law. And this package was actually specifically created so universities could replace existing resources for a fraction of the cost. With more historical content than any other database, we actually provide access to 300+ years of information on political development and the complete history of creation of government and legal systems around the world. So the platform that you are looking at right now is our HeinOnline Academic. So you'll see it does come with 25+ databases. And before I do get into the HeinOnline Academic Package, I do want to highlight the fact that we do have 2 free databases available. So if you are not interested in our HeinOnline Academic Package, we highly encourage you to check out our free databases, which include our Slavery in America and the World, History, Culture, and Law, which is perfect for Black History Month. So this contains a multitude of legal materials on slavery in the United States and the English-speaking world. We have every statute passed by every colony and state on slavery. We have related books and periodicals, so it's a really great resource. Another free database we have available is our Gun Regulation and Legislation in America. So if you are interested in either of these, please contact us. This package includes congressional hearings, CRS reports, Supreme Court briefs, again, books and periodicals, all based around this controversial topic that's happening right now in our world. So definitely take a look at those free databases. They're always available, and it's really easy to register for access. So now just to highlight some of the databases within our package here, we have our journals database, which contains more than 2,600 periodicals, which all date back to inception. 90% are current, and our database covers more than 80 subjects. We have criminal justice, women's studies, political science, technology, human rights, so much more. We also have all major government documents. So we have the Federal Register, which is updated daily, and we have the codified version, the Code of Federal Regulations. Additionally, we have the U.S. statutes at large, includes all the complete coverage. We also have related books and periodicals, and we also have the codified version, the U.S. Code here as well. Our second largest database is the U.S. Congressional Documents database, which contains the complete congressional record bound version, as well as the daily edition, which is updated daily. We also recently added the U.S. Congressional Serial Set, which is part of that U.S. Congressional Documents database. And the serial set spans more than 2 centuries and contains more than 17,000 bound volumes, including all your relevant House and Senate reports. We also do have case law. So we have our U.S. Supreme Court Library, which contains the complete coverage of the official U.S. reports and bound volumes. And additionally, on top of that, we have a partnership with FastCase, which you'll see with this case law tab up top here. And our FastCase gives users access to a wide array of case law at the federal and state level, and it enables HeinOnline users to access full text of cases through their HeinOnline subscription without having to use multiple databases. So now I would love to touch upon all of the databases in our package, but with a limited time, I will just point out a few more. We do have some subject-specific databases. We have our Religion and the Law, which actually contains some rare Bibles, covers publications from the Christian Legal Society, includes books, periodicals, and bibliographies. We also have our Women in the Law database, which contains numerous documents for women's studies. Perfect to research the platform of women's roles and rights in society over the past 200 years. We have subjects touching upon abortion, employment, anything you can think of revolving women over the past 200 years. So definitely a unique database. And just to show you our platform, I'm going to just run a quick search here for women's rights, show you some of our unique features that we have. So here you have the ability to refine your search. So I'm actually just going to go ahead and take this down to search for articles only. I have run a search across all the databases in the package. And above the results, you also have the ability to sort by date, number of times cited by articles, number of times accessed in a rolling 12-month period, the most cited author, and our scholar check rank, which I will show you. So let's sort by number of times cited by articles. And from the results page, you'll see we have this little box on the right-hand corner. Now, this little box is what we call our scholar check features. So it's going to let you know that this article, The Family in the Market, has been cited by 918 articles. And this is a hyperlink, so we will bring you to those 918 articles. It also has been cited by one case. And again, with our partnership with FastCase, you can click on that and view the case as well. We also let our users know that this document has been accessed 94 times in a rolling 12-month period by other HeinOnline users. Now we'll just go into the article again to give you more of an in-depth look at our platform. So on the left-hand side, we have our table of contents, and highlighted in gold is the article we clicked on. Here's those scholar check features and the metrics I was discussing. So within the article, you can actually view the articles in the case too. We have multiple citation formats integrated into HeinOnline. As you can see, they're all listed here. It's as simple as copying and pasting. And here we have our article. So I'm just going to scroll through a few pages to show you another one of our scholar check features. So you'll notice below we have highlighted in blue a citation. So any citation, whether it be an article, a U.S. Supreme Court case, a state case, any citation at all that exists somewhere in HeinOnline, we will highlight that for you in blue. And it's as simple as clicking on it, and we'll bring you right to that document. So that's just another additional feature of our scholar check. We also have this more like this button. And what this does is it uses natural language processing and machine learning tools. It pulls out interesting words from the article you were just viewing and then provides you with a list of similar articles based on the interesting words. So you'll see on the left-hand side, we have all of our interesting words. What's neat about this feature is you can easily just remove a word, you can change a boost factor, you can enter a new term, a date range, and anytime you click submit, it will change up the scope of the results. So it's a great tool if you finally found the one article that really covers the research you're looking at, and you click that more like this button, and then you have a whole nother list of relevant articles. And also part of our Law Journal library, you have the ability here to browse by state, country, subject, edit type, most cited, or author profiles. So if I came into HeinOnline and I was really interested to see what it had in regards to business, well, I could either scroll down my alphabetical listing of subjects, or I can use my Control F function, search for business. And you'll see here that we have 143 journals dedicated to business and economics. If you click on that link, we provide you with a list of those different journals. So it's just a different avenue of searching. We have a lot of features in HeinOnline that make document retrieval super quick and easy. We have a citation navigator where you can simply plug in a citation to pull up a document. We also have a citation format guide. So let's say I was looking for an article from the Harvard Law Review, for example, but I didn't know what the citation was. I can navigate over to H, search for the Harvard Law Review, and you'll see here on the right-hand side are all of our different citation formats we have integrated into HeinOnline. And we make it so simple that even from here, you can simply just click on any of these citations and simply enter your volume and page number. And so within all of our databases in HeinOnline, we have search tools available to make document retrieval quick and easy. So with our HeinOnline academic package, you'll see here we do offer a 6-month free trial. We offer 50% first-year discount, and we also have a money-back guarantee. So if you don't agree with us and you don't like our database, we will give you your money back. So definitely, if you are interested, please let us know. As you can see, we cover multitude of subjects. We also do have packages available for public libraries as well if you're interested in that, not necessarily an academic package. Does anyone have any questions?
Thanks so much, Lauren.
Well, you're welcome.
We're excited to have HeinOnline. You're one of our newer vendors, and we're very excited to be able to work with you.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no questions, please do feel free to reach out to Lauren individually after the webinar if questions do come to you. But if there are no further questions, I will go ahead and introduce Robert Lisiecki from Sage Publications. Welcome, Robert.
Hi, thank you. I'm gonna
We can hear you just fine.
screen.
Yep.
Perfect. All right. So thanks for having me. Today, I'd like to share with you Lean Library. I'm the marketing manager for Lean Library, which is a Sage company. And Lean Library, I think, really aligns with your mission of trying to provide resources and services that really maximize the library and maximize your time and potential. So Lean Library is a browser plugin that delivers library services into your patrons' workflow wherever they are. Created by librarians for librarians, our powerful browser plugin solves access issues and provides patrons with content as and when they need it, all while protecting their privacy and promoting your library's brands. It was created by Johan Tilstra of Utrecht University when him and other librarians at his university discovered that students weren't really going to their library's website or to their library or the discovery service to find resources that they needed. They did all this work to provide information and collect all these resources, but students weren't really using it. So through many cups of coffee, many student interviews, and several iterations, they came up with Lean Library. What I'd like to do before getting into it is show you a little introductory video that explains a bit more.
Researchers don't always take full advantage of the resources and information available at their library, whether on or off campus. With Lean Library's browser extension, you can extend your library's reach. Lean Library, now part of the Sage family, will deliver library services and resources to your patrons wherever and whenever they need it. It consists of 3 solutions: Library Access, Library Assist, and Library Alternatives. Library Access simplifies entry to subscribe digital resources for researchers. When a researcher comes across an article or resource, Lean Library prompts them to log in using their library credentials for access to any library subscribed resources for the remainder of the session. Library Assist communicates important information to researchers, promoting the library's value, all while increasing your library's visibility. It lets researchers know about the latest trials, new LibGuides, or helps direct them to the best place to find information. Your options are limitless. Library Alternatives provides alternative legal routes to discover full-text articles and ebooks when researchers hit barriers. If a researcher comes across an article with a paywall, Library Alternatives will let them know if they have access to it through a different library resource, if it's available via open access, or if they can order it through the library's interlibrary loan or document delivery service. All of these features provide a seamless experience for researchers, boost usage of resources, and increase your library's presence, all while protecting user data. Lean Library. Light up your library anytime, anywhere.
So, as you saw in the video, Lean Library offers 3 solutions that together really help not only drive a better experience for the patrons and your researchers, but really helps utilize the services that you're already providing in your library. It's meeting them where they are. The first, I'm going to show you quickly today how it looks from a user perspective. So when a researcher or user downloads Lean Library as a plugin initially, they're able to select their institution. They actually have the ability to select multiple institutions if they have access or they go to different libraries or different institutions. What's nice about this is you find your institution once, you click save. What it does is it shows your university's logo right away. So it builds that presence. It tells you this is being brought to you by your library. And once they do that, they're good to go. So if I'm a researcher and I select my institution, I can start my research. Now, if I'm off campus and I'm doing my research, I might not go to the library or go to the library's website to try to find some information. I might go to Google. I might use something that my faculty member or my professor sent me, or I might use something that the library sent me. Any way I do it, say, for instance, I decide I'm going to go to JSTOR because I know I do a lot of research on JSTOR. If I were to normally go to JSTOR, I would come on the site and I wouldn't know if I necessarily had access to it or not. With Lean Library Access, it simplifies access to subscribed e-resources for researchers wherever they are. So what it does is, working with my university's proxy system, Lean Library actually recognizes that I have access to JSTOR and will redirect me to my login, to the proxy login. So using my username and password that I have for my university, that my university already uses, I sign in and I'm granted access. What's nice about this is, throughout the rest of my browser session, whatever resource I come across that my library subscribes to, I now have access to, and I don't have to relog in. But anytime I come across that access, I'm able to see a message that this is brought to me by my library. They're with me every step of the way, and if I need any more help, they're here to help. Library Assist is a tool that helps promote the library's value via branded presence in the browser. And we really see this as kind of a marketing and communication tool that you can utilize some information that you already have. For instance, I could be searching on the internet and say, I know that I like to research on LexisNexis, but I don't really remember what the website is. So I go to lexisnexis.com. I'd find this page, which isn't really the place where I'd research, and I might get lost, and I might just stop my research. But because of Lean Library, my library actually in this instance says, hey, we recognize that you might go to this site and might not know the correct site. So the real place to go to is LexisNexis Academic. They provide me a link, and if I were to click through this link, I'm able to get to LexisNexis Academic and start my research. The beauty of this is the things you can do with it feels pretty unlimited. As mentioned in the video, it can be talking about a trial. It could be sending a message that says, hey, did you know that library hours are altered today? Or we only have a certain amount of seats on this particular resource. So if you're running into issues, try again in a couple hours because someone might be using this. There's a lot of ways to be creative, and you can even provide messages that are off campus or on campus because certain access could be differentiated. So it allows you to utilize some of these libguides or tools or information that you might be already have existing, but researchers aren't necessarily getting to. You're working with them in their workflow. The last facet or solution from Lean Library is library alternatives. And what this does is help provide legal alternative routes to discover full text articles and ebooks when patrons hit barriers. What's nice about this is a lot of researchers might be looking for different articles, and they'll come across something that isn't necessarily in a library's database. Normally, they might hit a paywall or just decide, well, I really need this for my research, so I'm going to pay this, and that's the end of that. What Lean Library does is it will actually search through the library's database or resources and see if there is another version through a different provider. So instead of me having to pay for this, I can actually come back to my library and say, oh, they're actually providing me this article that I really need for my research. If it cannot find it in the library, it will then look for open access alternatives. So again, instead of just hitting this paywall, I'm finding a different way that I can gain access to this and continue my research. As you see, all along the way, it's the library's logo, and there is nothing focused on Lean Library. It's really about driving the users back to the Lean Library, or back to the university, and showing them that you have all these research materials for them, and you've done all this work for them. It's building your brand and keeping them thinking about you. If the first two options don't work, then it can lead them to your library's ILL or DDS, providing them an autofill and allowing them to order that particular article. Additionally, we recently added the ability to look for ebooks. So if I were to say go on Amazon because I knew I needed to order an ebook for a class or a research assignment, I might go on there. Well, with Lean Library, it actually recognizes that my library has access to that ebook through different resources. Again, we've seen already that a lot of researchers will use this and they'll see, wow, this is great. I've just saved a lot of money, or I didn't realize my library had access to this. It's a very powerful tool. Last thing I want to show you is Lean Library also enhances searches on Google Scholar and PubMed. Normally, if I were to search on Google Scholar, I'd see a list of articles, but I wouldn't know necessarily if my library had access to them or not. I could configure this, but it would take many steps. By having the Lean Library browser plugin and having my library indicated, it actually indicates what I have access to, and I can click on any of these links and it would send me directly to my library, all coming back to the library. A few quick differentiators for Lean Library in comparison to other potential solutions out there is it keeps the library at the forefront. It doesn't require the library to change its infrastructure, so it works with what the library already has and just kind of works as a layover. It, again, provides access at any level. It doesn't matter where the researcher is coming from. It's going to recognize, by working with the library, what is available. Privacy is a big issue for Lean Library, and it does not collect, or it does not store any user data. As you saw in the beginning, a student only downloads it, adds the browser extension, and they choose their library. From there, all of the sign-ins are already from their library's username and passwords. We do not ask them to sign up or anything. It's very important for us that they keep their privacy and maintain their privacy. It also allows for the assist messages and the alternatives and works on all popular browsers. Lean Library is really this complete solution that can really drive a ton of value for your libraries. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you have. I will say for the next steps, Danielle Afton is going to be your sales rep, and she will be reaching out with a discount that you already have through WiLS, as well as an additional spring offer is forthcoming. And she'll be more than happy to take a deeper dive into Lean Library with any of you and show it live in action. But for now, I appreciate your time and would love to answer any questions.
Thanks so much, Robert. It's neat to see a new product from a longtime vendor partner of ours. Are there any questions for Robert? Okay. Well, we made it.
We did.
I just want to thank each of you for attending today, and thank you so much to our presenters, Chris, Kurt, Lauren, and Robert, for participating in our very first Taco Tuesday. As I've mentioned a couple times, please feel free to reach out to the presenters directly or to any of us at coop@wils.org for questions and also feedback. We'd love to hear feedback on this. And we're hoping to see you next month at our potluck edition, when we will be talking about the Wisconsin Schools Digital Library Consortium and bringing together school media specialists to talk about how they're using ebooks and digital audiobooks to enhance learning for their students. And that will be March 5th at 11:30. Thanks so much, everybody, for joining us. And we will be sending out the recording of this in the next couple of days, as well as posting it on the website. Have a great day.
Everyone.